Australian and United States military cooperation extends more than 100 years. In July of 1917, Australian and American forces fought at La Hamel. They had their first victory together in that war. In every major conflict since then, Australian and American forces have fought side by side. So World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, war in Iraq, the war on terror. Australians and Americans have been fighting to secure freedom and prosperity around the world.
Working with the United States military, particularly in the volatile Asia Pacific at the moment, it's very important that the militaries can actually work together. But it goes beyond the technology. It goes to a level of trust in the commanders, and it goes to the relationship value. So if there's a Marine commander in the US Navy and he knows the Royal Australian Navy commander, then he's able to operate so much more effectively because he's got that personal paradigm to everything he does.
I had a fantastic career in the US Navy as a naval officer. Specifically, I served as a naval flight officer, or NFO, and I flew F-14s as a radar intercept officer at Rio, and finished the second half of my career in Super Hornets as a weapons systems officer. So working with the Australian pilots was really a fantastic experience in a couple different ways. The air crew were committed, they were professional, they were exceptional in the air, and they obviously understood the mission. And the other piece that was really refreshing is they brought a different twist to the same airplane. So as we were flying, their tactics and our tactics, we were able to blend them and to find synergies and differences and leverage them.
As a serving Royal Australian Air Force officer, I had the pleasure of working with the United States Air Force and living in the United States Air Force for 3 years. I was studying and I was working with the United States Air Force and broader aspects of the United States government in space and intelligence systems. It was some of the most exciting times of my life. I learned at that point the scale, the enormity, the complexity and the effectiveness of the United States Defence Force in achieving its role. I saw enormous parallels in where Australia is going and where Australia needs to go as we evolve towards a truly effective fighting force. I think there are enormous cultural similarities. I think there are some stark differences, but I think the differences are what make the relationship especially interesting.